Hey everyone, I think that we're live. We haven't done this in a while. So I'm going to click on Instagram. I'm hoping to go live there too. And I think that we are live on Instagram as well. Hopefully. Looks like we are.
Sweet.
Sweet. So I think I think if you can hear me and I've done all the tech right, we are streaming live. I'm going to check my mic. Looks like it's on to me. And I checked it beforehand. We should be streaming live on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, where we don't have any followers, but no worries.
Hey, I was well.
You pretended to be a YouTuber today.
A YouTuber today.
He loves YouTube. He loves to watch YouTube videos.
Man,
anyway,
I was pulling stuff from everybody I watch.
Right. He was y'all wanted us to do a video. I need to look into the camera. We haven't done this in a while.
Sorry, folks.
Y'all wanted us to do a video on how to, what's the right phrase? Winterize the vacuum breaker, drain the irrigation system, prep the irrigation system.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has lots of different phrases. And we just haven't had time to do that. And we are going out of town tomorrow. So we thought we would do this tonight for y'all. Anyway, we did do a post. And I tried to detail it as much as I could. It is on our Facebook and our Instagram page. And I'm just making sure that this is all going. It shows that it is. No one's watching. But that's cool because we're just going to post it anyway. But I'm going to start with how to drain irrigation for freezes. So I did a good graphic. And then just so you know, just go on YouTube and type in how to drain irrigation and just follow some. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there. If you hear sounds in our house, it's because we still have kids here. Anyway, there's plenty of people out there, I'm sure, that will show you exactly what to do. But I like to have, I'm still kind of old school, I like to have something on paper. So here's what we wrote out together.
Well, first of all, don't get intimidated. It's not a difficult process, and anybody with a screwdriver and a wrench can do.
Okay. So turn off the main valve at the pipe that feeds the vacuum breaker. I asked him about that because I was trying to understand it for myself, what that means exactly. But can you explain? I mean, people are going to know because it has that golden bell on the top of it, right?
So first thing you need to do is find your vacuum breaker, and people say, well, where is that? If you've never heard of it, you don't know what your irrigation system entails. It is on the side of your house, somewhere probably close to the corner up the driveway, on the opposite side of the corner of the house where the irrigation company that installed it put it in. It has a brass bell on top.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you'll know. I mean, from a woman's standpoint, you would know it because it has that brass.
And it looks like an upside down U, the apparatus, the full apparatus. Anyway, the first thing you need to do is locate the inlet main line, which is the pipe coming up from the ground into the vacuum breaker itself.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing you're going to want to do is isolate the valve, which is on the main line.
So what I wrote was use a flathead screwdriver to open the two knobs that stick out on the side. He calls those bleeder valves. I call them two knobs that stick out on the side because that's what they are, right?
That's what they are. But the first thing you need to do is shut off the valve. So your valve is going to be perpendicular to the pipe, and that is always on the on position. You're going to want to turn it counterclockwise where it's perpendicular to the pipe, which shuts off the water to the vacuum breaker.
Shut off the water. Okay.
If not, when you go to open the bleeder valves, it's just going to spew.
Oh, we didn't put that in our thing, so I need to revise it. That's not on there at all.
What, turning off the water?
I don't have it. Oh, no, the first thing is turn off the main valve at the pipe. Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is
which is shuts off the water.
See, I don't know. Just the garden gal, just the housewife. All right, so turn off the water for goodness sakes.
So once the water is shut off, then you can find the two knobs on the right side of the vacuum breaker, which are also known as the bleeder valves.
And the one you showed me today had two little black caps on it, and you pulled those off.
That's correct. Yours may not have the black caps anymore. That's okay. If they're missing, it's not a big deal. It's just something that came from the manufacturer. Anyway, once the black caps are off, you're going to want to take your screwdriver and turn the screw halfway back and that will open up the bleeder valve, and you will see a stream of water shooting out to the right, and then slowly come to a trickle. And then there'll be another bleeder valve right underneath it. You'll want to turn the screw the same way, the same direction, and you'll have less water coming out that bleeder valve and will drip for a while.
Okay.
And
go ahead, and then open all the valves, drain the water from the system, right?
Well, the other shut-off valve, which is the line that's feeding your sprinkler system itself, needs to be turned at a 45-degree angle, which allows water to still pass through the pipe once the main line has been shut off. If not, what happens is if that other shut-off valve is not released, you can get water that's trapped in the vacuum breaker, and it might end up freezing during the cold temperatures. But once that is done and your valve has been opened correctly, at that point, you can either take a towel, some insulation, a special vacuum breaker sock that is sold on Amazon. But if you don't have one already, it's going to be too late to order one, which fits over the whole vacuum breaker itself and the pipes, and pretty much goes down to the ground level. If you did what I did today for a client, I took a old towel, I covered up the vacuum breaker, made sure the bell was covered, and then put a Glad trash bag over the top.
And then kind of secure it at the bottom.
Correct.
Right. So that's on our Facebook page. And like I said, there's hundreds of people out there, well, thousands, but here locally in Sugar Land and about, there's all sorts of people that are putting, I mean, there's so many videos and so much information. So just, I would say, get ahead of the game. I think I'm just going to assume that most people procrastinate in general about everything. Sorry, guys.
So once
you need to get ahead of this. You know, you need to, you don't wait till the last minute on this sort of thing.
Don't wait till the temperatures start freezing and then remember you need to go shut it off.
Right. Go ahead, and then I have a few things I want to talk to them about.
Just remember, if you've shut it off and the temperatures start warming back up and you are somebody that starts watering early in the season, make sure that you, before you turn your water line back on, that you close your bleeder valves.
Yeah, so our bonus tip was when the freeze is over, make sure to turn the screws back to closed on the bleeder valves. That's what you told me to put.
Correct.
And reopen the valve on the main line. So you told me that the irrigation companies get tons of business from people that don't know how to do this or forget to do it, right?
And then something is definitely wrong when the sprinkler system does not come back on because the main line valve was not turned back on.
Yeah, so once again, when the freeze is over, make sure you turn the screws back to closed on the two knobs, the bleeder valves, and then reopen the valve to the main line.
Correct.
And like I said, we don't own this. It's on YouTube. It's just on the internet. Just make sure that you get it done. And if you can't do it, we use Southwest Irrigation. We recommend them. They do a great job. So give them a ring. I'm sure they'd be happy to come out and get that all done for you, pre-freeze and post-freeze too.
Correct.
They'll do it. Or you can do it yourself is what we were trying to say. So I'm going to go to, I started putting up just some quick tips on our Facebook page, and it started getting a lot of activity. And that was the reason that we decided to hop on tonight, because we haven't done a Facebook Live in, at least 5 months.
Oh, it's been months.
Your face. Oh, it's been months.
It's been months.
Okay. So the first one that I put up, I'm going to go over these because I think they are good tips, but y'all really thought they were great tips because I had lots of comments and lots of action on these. So here's one. I tried to make them short and sweet. Because I think that is easier for people to digest and understand. So roses.
Yeah, correct. Go ahead.
Okay. So the first tip I had was about roses. Just need to put fresh mulch around the base and the crown up about to 12 inches. That's all I put. And people love that one.
Yeah, it will insulate the roses through the cold weather, but make sure then when the cold weather is over that you take that crown of mulch down. It doesn't need to be up that high. Up until we start getting warmer. It's just
like a little jacket.
It's an insulating product. Yeah. So
put your little jacket on your roses. Keep them. Now, should you trim them before
No,
this? Or?
Please do not trim. If you do, you're going to open up the vascular system to more damage. The plant has already set itself up for winter and hardened itself off from any prior pruning cuts.
So that's the info on the freeze and roses. Fresh mulch, like a little jacket.
And no pruning.
And don't prune it. So that's the end of that. Got it, guys? Okay. And I'll repackage some of this into reels for later.
I
Oh, this
think we
is
have
Todd.
2 viewers.
Oh, look, this is Todd Farber, Aggie horticulturist, expert landscaper, owner of Garden Guy for 33 years.
Now. Ooh-wee.
Ooh, that's a long time. And
Salute.
you've seen it all, dude. And
And
we will have been married 28 years.
On the 13th of this month.
Yeah, 2 days from now, 28 years. And we do actually still love each other.
And I met her at a dance hall.
Nice.
The Longhorn Ballroom and Saloon, which is no longer there at 290 and 610. But hey, it was a great place.
Anyway.
I know some of you out there listening know exactly where I'm talking about.
Right, you probably do. Anyway, I'm thankful for you and I love you.
And I love you too.
Mwah. And so that's us 28. Oh, and his birthday is also Monday because we like to do all this stuff at once. And he's going to be the double nickel.
I
55,
can't 55.
55.
San Diego, all right?
All right, let's do another segment here. You also enjoyed this comment that I posted. The comment is your soil dry? Water 24 hours before the freeze. Don't overdo it. This will help increase the temps by about 2 degrees. So, have anything to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good practice. And like Sabrina said, don't overwater.
Right, because then I read it will mold and it'll cause just, I don't know, lightly water?
No, you just want to do a thorough watering.
Thorough, that's
You're
the
not
word.
trying to flood your plants. You're just trying to make sure there's a consistent moisture level within the soil. That's the best way to put it. And if you've mulched, even the better for you.
Yeah,
already.
so that's your second tip that we had for freeze tips. Water 24 hours before the freeze.
Yeah,
but
once
don't
again,
overwater.
Don't wait till the last second or when the temperatures start to freeze or at 35 degrees to start doing all these things. It's going to be too late. However, even though we're going to get cold and there's going to be some plants that suffer damage, especially tropicals and perennials, they're going to freeze back. Your evergreens will not be harmed.
Unless we get like snow and ice, which I don't think we're going to.
It's not forecasted this time, and even though the 19 or 20 degrees that's forecasted here in Sugar Land, it's not going to be cold that long. It's supposed to be warming up later that afternoon. It's just when you stay under that freezing temperature for substantial amount of hours that the damages start to be seen.
And the video that we did a couple of years ago and the number that he and I researched and the one that y'all need to know is 28 degrees. 28 degrees is the number sustained. Oh, we have a new puppy. You might hear her barking. She's in here. 28 degrees sustained for more than 3 hours is where vascular damage occurs in your plants. So that's the number you need to know so that you don't have to freak out or so that you can freak out, however you prefer to live your life. Okay, our next tip that I shared was, again, the not procrastinating mindset here with these freezes. Water today, and then bring your tender plants and pots inside the garage or in the house before the freeze. So if you've got a bunch of plants or one plant, whatever, outside. Oh, and our daughter loves succulents. She does great with those. We told her to go ahead and bring those in. But go ahead and check them now and make sure that they have enough water. Once again, don't overwater. The same thing that you would do, just they don't need to be bone dry when you bring them in. They don't need to be soaping wet. Okay, you know what I meant. So use your brain, water like you need to, let them sit a little bit, and go ahead and bring them in either into the garage. And I read some people like to cover them in the garage.
Well, that's a good idea. And what I didn't do last time, I put them at the front of the garage, which was a mistake. I would go ahead and put the plants as far back in the garage.
So put your plants that you bring into the garage as far back as you can. And if you want, go ahead and cover them
as well. And that keeps them away from any, drafts that might be coming through your garage.
And if it's great-great-grandma's special plant, bring it in your house.
Correct.
Oh, no, bring it in the kitchen.
And then I just want to go back to the evergreens. What I meant to say was.
Oh, wait, but these are going to be short. I'm organizing.
I know, but they're going to say, oh.
No. Wait. Okay, hold on. We're going to finish this one. Ready?
Okay.
So you're going to water today and bring in your tender plants and pots, either in the garage to the back of the garage or inside the house before the freeze, right?
Correct.
Okay, we're done with that segment. Now, would you like to make a comment about something else?
Yes.
What did you want to bring us back to?
Your hardy evergreens.
Oh, the hardy evergreens.
That's not every plant
Let's
that's
talk
green.
about hardy evergreens. What are those?
Clayera.
Okay, what else?
Burford holly.
Okay.
junipers,
And why are you bringing those up again?
because they made it through our really heavy freezes a few years ago, and
Mhm.
some of them weren't covered at all from some of my clients are here at my house. And so once again, we are not going to be under freezing for that many hours that night.
They're going to make it, is what you're saying. Don't
Correct.
worry. So you can worry if you want about everything, but don't worry about those plants. They're going to make it. Your foundation shrubs, that's what I would call them.
Your foundational
They're
shrub.
probably going to make it. They're going to be okay. So that's that. This wasn't on our Facebook page, but this is one for you, babe.
Yes.
There was a lady on the Brazoria County Master Gardeners page on Facebook, and she asked them, I think about spider lilies, and it reminded me of those, I was calling banana bushes, but that's not what they are.
Oh, elephant ears.
The elephant ears that we have in the back. She had something similar, and she said every time it freezes, they just turn to mush, but then they come back. Should I cut them now, or should I wait for them just to become mush and then clean it up? So I thought that was a great question.
It
so
is.
Go.
Wait for them to freeze and become mush, because we don't know how much of them are going to actually freeze.
That's true.
Probably all the way to the ground. But if you, once again, open that vascular system up before the freeze, you open yourself up to a whole different can of worms.
That's true.
You don't ever prune before it freezes.
Yeah.
Even though things are going to freeze and die.
Should I prune before the freeze?
No.
There you go. Don't prune anything. Does mulch act like a little coat, like a little insulator?
Acts like a sweater.
A little sweater there at the ground. Okay, and I guess they still have time to run out if you're adventurous and get you some mulch for your beds or put it. I mean, you can still.
You have the opportunity to go to Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever your local gardener to get bags of shredded hardwood.
Yeah, and remember, we recommend, and you can go to our website on our blog, and we have a specific brand of Landscaper's Pride, I believe. But you are looking for natural mulch, or what's the one that sometimes your clients want?
Cedar.
Cedar.
That's
it, guys.
Use the dyed mulches.
No red mulches, no black dyed mulches. Those are very bad.
Or rubber mulches.
No rubber mulch. The reason that they're bad, I did a treatise on it, like War and Peace on our blog. The environmental effects, the problems for your plants. So it's a bad deal. And if you want to get out of that cycle, then contact us and we'll come and take all the bad mulch out and put in the natural shredded hardwood or the cedar mulch. But when you're going to Lowe's or Home Depot, or you're looking for natural, no, black is not natural. You don't want that. It's dyed. Red is not. And I'm sorry if it offends you. It just looks awful. Anyway.
I agree. From one landscaper
mulch
to another.
Right now and get it in there and insulate everything. And
so you know what you need to do this weekend. Get busy with that mulch. Cover your plants.
Right.
And
protect everything. Yeah. Protect everything.
About the freeze cloth?
I'm talking about the freeze cloth. Oh yeah, I'm just looking to see what we've got. Hold on, guys. So we did water your plants before freezing temperatures. And that's one. Bring your house plants in. We did that. Obviously, your tropicals are screwed. Can I say that?
You did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they're going down.
If your hibiscus have been blooming up until this week in January, what a bonus you got from those plants this year. But they're going to freeze, and they're probably going to take 6 or 7 months to recover if they live. So you might as well plan on
calling us, and we'll put new ones in.
Put new ones in. It's a small investment for the bang you get for your buck on those type of plants. Your perennials, once again, they're going to freeze. They're supposed to in cold weather. We don't usually get cold weather here, and that's why most of our perennials are still blooming well into the middle of January. One thing people don't realize, and we all never want to cut off a good bloom, is letting their perennials bloom all year. There's a point in the early spring or late winter where you need to cut them down to their appropriate size so they can start regenerating new growth for the new year, instead of just staggering blooms throughout the season because they've used up all their energy. If you have any questions, you can type them in. I can see them here and we will answer them to the best of our ability. I'm pretty sure I have enabled that. Like I said, I haven't done this in a while, and perhaps I haven't, but I think that you can comment and I will see it, and then we'll answer your question. Cover the plants. We're going to talk about covering the plants. So there's some little tips on covering plants that we've gone through before. You're going to want to cover your tropicals. Like I said, we just said that. You start covering them at 50 degrees.
but they're in danger at 15 below. So that's just how it goes. If you can't bring them in or whatever, just chalk it up. I mean, some of them do make it sometimes. And like we talk privately about plants. Plants are a perishable commodity.
Really, Sabrina?
No.
Wow, 33 years. First time I've heard that.
A perishable commodity, I know, but sometimes we deal with people who are shocked, but y'all have to understand that it's kind of like bananas at the grocery store. They sometimes have a shelf life. Now, I have to say that Todd does a superior job of installing the plants that do make it through the heat and the cold. And that is not just baloney. That's true. He does do that. One, we want to do the right thing. Two, we want it to look good for a long time. And so he's great at that. And he knows which plants to choose. And on that point, you're going to speaking. I won't be speaking. Did you hear that?
I thought you were a one-take girl.
Usually I am. See how I never stop? He will be speaking. I'll be there too. At the Sugarland Garden Club. Oh. At 9 a.m.
Can I wear my most poshest blazer?
You can. 9 a.m., but you won't. 9 a.m. on the 17th, I think.
Yes.
Anywho.
I'll be wearing my t-shirt that says "Go Green."
Oh, hey, Carol. Hey, Carol. No, he'll just probably be wearing a black t-shirt because that's what we do. But anyway, he'll be speaking there, and his topic is going to be heat and cold tolerant plants because y'all want something that you can make an investment into one time, just like we do. We like to buy, not the best air conditioner, but the medium. We put our money into something. We don't want to buy 2 more every year. We're the same way. So we try to treat you the way that we want to be treated. Todd does know after all these years which foundation shrubs are going to make it, which flowers are going to make it, which ones are not. And, sometimes when you meet with some clients, they don't like it. They don't want to hear that. They're dead set on the 85 different pins they got on Pinterest. And sometimes they listen to you and they're like, oh, you know what? And they're disappointed because they have all these ideas of things that they've looked up, which is what women do. I do it too. But he's the authority. He knows what works. So you can trust this guy for sure with knowing the best plants that will last a long time. All right, let's go back to, I'm going to say hi to Carol right here. Hi, Carol. Anyway, y'all can chat with us if you want. Covering your plants. Oh, do you have the dealie?
I do. Yeah, prop tonight.
Look, we have a prop. This kid is a plant cover. Convenient, easy to use, cut into different sizes. So he's going to use this on what?
Our front landscape here at my house.
Yeah, he's going to cover our front landscaping. And here's what you want to do. This is on the blog, and I'll repost the link under this live for you later if y'all want to sit and read it. But you need to, hold on, I'm trying to get to it. Cover the plants before the dark to trap any warm air.
Hey, that's a good tip.
Thank you. It's a great article.
Make sure that once your frost cloth is covering the plant it's desired to cover, it has some type of stake or weight that's holding it down. You don't want the cold air that's going to be coming in to get underneath.
Yeah. So you cover before it's dark to get any warm air.
Correct.
You got to secure the edges. I don't think it matters how you do it. So figure it out, guys.
Stone, brick, pins.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's temporary.
Pins. Correct.
Remove the covers during the day when the temperature gets 32 and above.
Correct.
So those are the things that you want to do, and then it can warm up again. What can I use? This is always a question. You want me to read some of these?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you can use this stuff. You can get these from Amazon. I saw Nelson's has them, and Channing, everywhere. Everywhere's got them.
But you better get them quick because they're flying off the shelves.
They're probably gone. Yeah. Here are some things, and you could go to the Goodwill for some of this stuff.
Oh, that's true.
Do you know how much Goodwill has in the way of sheets and towels?
Oh, wow, yeah.
So I like that idea. So here were my ideas. Things that you can use to cover. Remember, let me start this over. You ready? Here's what Garden Guy and I recommend for you to use to cover your landscaping and your plants. Make sure to go ahead and cover them before the sun goes down, before the freezes start. You can use old towels, sheets, and even blankets to cover landscaping plants. And I say grab them at a Goodwill or something like that. Burlap and frost cloth are good too. And you know where to get frost cloth. Uncle Amazon, Walmart, wherever. Some people I read like to use cardboard boxes. That will work too. You just have to secure the edges, like we said, so it doesn't blow away.
Correct.
Because if not, you haven't done yourself any good. Shrub jackets. We had some clients who have purchased these. Now these are like,
They're sleek.
I would say the Cadillac or the Lexus, right?
Looks like a sock you put over your plant.
Yeah, this is a shrub jacket. So it's a pre-made cover and it has a zipper and everything. These are, maybe some of you drive a Chevy. We do. Maybe some of you drive a Lexus. This is the Lexus. Okay, blankets. This is another Lexus product. This is the plant blanket. Okay, you get it. This is how to do it. Drape your coverings over the plants and then down to the soil. Use rocks or some kind of weight to cover and hold it.
And that's what I said.
I'm going.
I must have known what I was talking
You
about.
must have known. Let's see if there was anything else. Oh, here is what you should not do. Don't use plastic, please.
That's correct.
Don't use garbage bags or any kind of plastic cover your plants. Plastic that touches plants is even worse than no protection because plastic holds moisture. Yeah.
And moisture is your worst enemy when it.
The tissue of the plant is going to be damaged and it's caused much more serious damage. So do not use plastic. So that's all the tips I had on that. Look, here's the thing, guys. Look it up on the internet. We're just two people. You can go to YouTube, but get in front of it. Like I said, procrastination is a bad thing in general in life, in my opinion. Get in front of this one, order your stuff, get out there, cover your outdoor faucets. I put that on our Facebook page too. You don't want.
Oh yeah, your faucets.
You need to cover your outdoor if you can drip them, I read. Remember on the inside of your house, you're seeing this stuff everywhere and all of y'all are old enough to know this. You open your kitchen and your bathroom cabinets, and then to get a little warm air inside of there, y'all know this.
Let your faucet.
And then you drip the faucets, just a tiny drip, both sides if it's a two-sider or whatever. But you've got to do that too to keep everything going.
Correct.
And that.
Hey, we have a question.
Yeah, we do have a question. Talk about sprinkler drainage.
No, Lynette.
Oh, Lynette. Lynette Lozano. Hey, Lynette. Should I worry about my Peggy Martins? Oh, no, I wouldn't worry about it. Go ahead and talk to her about
They're
that.
probably one of the hardiest antique roses there are. It's a good idea to go ahead and mulch the base like we talked about a little while ago.
Yeah, so if you weren't here, Lynette, oh, sorry, someone's printing in our house. Lynette, we said that roses, you want to give them like a little jacket. First of all, do not prune them at all. And then get some mulch and come around the bottom up to 12 inches. But then when the freeze is over, take that down because it's too high up.
But if they're well established, you should be fine.
You'll be okay. No problems, Lynette. Thanks for your question. It's good to see you again. Not see you, but see you. What do you want to know about sprinkler drainage? Carol? I think we talked about it. Yeah, no, I think the roses are. And you can go to Antique Rose Emporium to their Instagram account or their Facebook account. They've got tons of information. I pulled like one sentence for y'all, the one that I thought was most important, because I think sometimes the smaller sound bites are easier to digest and they get the point across. If you want to read long articles, you can. We've got people in our house printing if you hear the printer. Anyway, on the roses, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna do great. Don't trim them. Don't do anything to them. Just go out and make sure they're watered. We talked about that, Lynette. Just make sure everything gets a good, nice soaking, and then get your mulch around it like it's a little jacket.
Correct.
Right? And that's what you're gonna need to do. Okay, who else? We don't have any other questions here. So I don't know when we're going to next do a live stream, but we wanted to just hop on and give you all this information from Garden Guy and his best practices for protecting your plants during a freeze warning. So if you need any more specific advice, I think you know where to get us. Here on Facebook or Instagram, you can go to our website, which is garden-guy.com. And we're so happy that you joined us tonight. And if you're watching this later, thank you so much and have a wonderful night.
Good night.